This video disappoints my mom. Sorry, Mom. Pornhub is a popular site. I'm sure we all know why. But what I find more interesting than the site itself is the stats that they publish. The site publishes articles on a safe-for-work site that details the changes in traffic and top searches. To me, this is pure human nature. Much like any other entertainment artistic medium, it reflects the mindscape of humanity. This shit is like Mementos in Persona 5. In this video, I'm going to compare the top searches of 2021 and 2022 and explore each other's bodies. Let's get a little sexy with it. Starting with the top 10/7 searches. I don't know why, but they only gave us 7 for 22. But let's take it from the top. The number 1 in 21 was hentai. Congratulations on beating lesbians. They normally take the top spot, but it's good to see someone else get the gold. Let the weebs have their day. 365 days later, the post-nut clarity hits us all, and the number 1 search is reality goes gravity. These two are really opposites because hentai offers fantasies far from the grasp of the reality with tentacles and monsters and horses. I think this whole reality trend is influenced by things like OnlyFans. The cameras on our phones haven't been shitty in years, so now people can show their buttholes to the world the way God intended. The second of 22 is gender. Just gender. Previously, transgender was 7th last year. There's been a sharp increase of interest in trans men from both women and gay men, about 200% to be exact. I can't speak for this group, but I want to say I don't think it is necessarily evil to have an interest in trans people, but there is definitely a line when you stop seeing them as people, then it becomes a fetish, and that fucking sucks. If you jack off to trans porn, you better be supporting. And I guarantee a good chunk of those searches for trans women come from the most conservative, Republican, grafting pieces of shit. I'm looking at you, Joe Rogan. It's the same as every time you have a gay-hating pastor who is caught gobbling some cock in a Motel 8, they'll leave the light on for you. What this stat says to me the most is that trans people are increasing in visibility, they are not going away. Unfortunately, a lot of the coverage from various media outlets is overwhelmingly negative. Brazil, in particular, has the highest searches worldwide. This is also the same place with high mortality rates for trans people. And shit, that's not even a fucking joke. At number 4, we have fitness in 2001 and outdoors in 22. I feel like these are the same people. I can understand fitness. A lot of gym clothes are tight and squeeze, nice squeezable places. During the quarantine of 22, we had celebrities giving instructional videos from their ivory towers to us lowly peasants. So perhaps that's what got fitness on a lot of people's minds. But then in 22, we just had a fucking enough of the quarantines and all that bullshit. We wanted to go back to the woods and live amongst the wolves. Oh! People are traveling again. Borders are opening up, and people are opening up their own borders with each other. This search was popular amongst gay men, which makes sense. They are hella fit. You ain't running into the woods to go fucking unless you got a 6-pack, some beefy legs. Hiking and fucking is something you can only do if you are physically fit. The same way fitness and outdoors are the same people, I also feel the same people are looking up feet and femdom. Honestly, yeah, that is definitely the same person. Feet, which is totally for the boys because women are 55% less likely to go searching for them on Pornhub because men's feet are gross. They are purely utilitarian, like tires on a Jeep. Nobody wants to be sucking on your goblin toes. Get out of here. Now, I mentioned that there are only 7 for 22, but I do want to mention some of the others in the top 10 for 21, mostly how-to. Porn has been the nation's sex ed since its inception, which can be a little unfortunate because it builds up this expectation that real sex is going to be like porn sex, and they're not. However, with this, it's more like tutorials, how to make her come, how to eat pussy, how to find the G-spot. This is all good stuff to me. These are men who are trying their best to figure this shit out. And honestly, I can't shame them for that. And this isn't just for the dudes. We also have how to suck dick, how to make a dildo, how to finger myself. Again, this is all stuff I can get behind. Also, before we move on, I just want to point out something funny that I've discovered. The top searches amongst the boomer crowd is mature. That's the second one. Categories viewed the longest, mature, 18 minutes and 41 seconds. The dots that I'm connecting from this data say that it takes boomers 18 minutes to get a hard on and then 41 seconds to finish. Now let's move on to the top searches in the great USA, the greatest country on God's green earth. Starting with my home state, Illinois, call me Kevin Sorbo's Hercules because I am disappointed. In 21, it was doggy style, a good position, but a mild porn search. In 22, it's just dirty talk. In the vast universe of things to be horny about, I find these mild. Dirty talk especially is just foreplay, it's not the main meal. Our drunken redneck neighbors upstairs in Wisconsin, they got some imagination with lesbian yoga. Talk about two great tastes that taste great together. Now, I am a licensed yoga instructor, so let me see what poses these lovely ladies are doing. Alright, I'm gonna go on Pornhub, lesbian yoga. I will click on the first video I see. First video I see. Alright. Okay, that's not how you do downward dog, or as we yoga instructors say, Adho Mukha Savasana. That's a asana term for it. Only us yoga instructors know it. No one else does. Utah is loyal, alright? Utah will be there for you. It was Mormon in 21, it's Mormon in 22. Other states that remained loyal was California with Asians. Michigan just found a thesaurus because blowjobs and dick sucking are the same thing. And Florida continues to rely on the British Broadcasting Company for its news. It's an objectively a good source. In the South, most of the searches also remained the same. Less flowery terms than interracial or ebony, and it's just went to black, 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 black. Now, between the years, I would definitely say there are some upgrades on these searches. Definitely an upgrade with Wisconsin going from the lesbian yoga, which is great, to pegging. Maybe those lesbians are pegging each other. I don't know, but it sounds like an upgrade to me. Alaska, morning sex, which is the only time those motherfuckers see sunlight, went to breast expansion. That's an upgrade, just like those titties. Colorado went from huge boobs to goth. Upgrade. In fact, all these little square states upgraded their porn searches in 22. In fact, all their searches in 21 are stuff like huge boobs or naked women, the sort of searches undoubtedly done by someone who isn't 18. And we all know how easy it is to get past the FBI. It's a fuck ton easier these days too. Texas, major downgrade from thick Latina to panties? I mean, I love me some panties, but you gotta have something more to dip your chip into. You know what I'm saying? And also, what's this state? I don't know what this state is. Nebraska? Rub? That's what you're doing? That's what's going on? You're just rubbing each other? I mean, I think the word they're looking for is frottage. Unfortunately, the United States isn't the only country in the world. Am I right? Starting with the largest one, Russia looked inward, going from hentai to themselves. not too shocking of a trend, as home is often where the boner grows. We have Africa with ebony, Japan with Japanese, Indian with India, lesbian with the entire country of Lesbos, who have continued to expand their empire. However, with Russia, I feel like this is also because I'm not the entire expert. I haven't been keeping up with everything going on there, but I do know there's a lot of internet censorship in that country, and perhaps hentai is another form of propaganda. I don't know. So for the rest of this video, it isn't going to be exactly comparisons, just miscellaneous things that I've noticed on charts that amuse me. Starting with my favorite holiday, Halloween. We have a dip in traffic between both sexes around 7 p.m. So I'm guessing this is when Halloween parties are starting. It's interesting, however, there is a peak in female traffic more than male about midnight. My guess is some poor girl goes as sexy lasagna, hoping to find her Garfield, strikes out, defeated, and returns home to finish the job herself. Another holiday that produces interesting searches is St. Paddy's Day, giving us delightful misspellings such as Hentia, Land of the Hentai, or Mealeaf. Think I got a D&D character named that. How do you even misspell an acronym? Lesbian sounds like a lesser lesbian, like some gold star bullshit. So that's mostly it. There's really nothing else I have to say other than I find this shit fascinating. Hopefully you did too. Check out my other stuff if you want, and good luck with the new year, everybody.